Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Popcorn and Coffee. This is our first ever film commentary. Are you excited?
Super excited.
Super excited. We've got Jay over here in the seat next to me. Kolin on the desk. How are you?
Doing all right. New angle, less buried in tech from this shot. So
I'm loving it.
that'll work.
It's a clean pick too on you.
It's very ghetto supportive. It's basically just hanging by wires. Tripod in the sky.
Don't tell them that part. They don't care about that part. Why don't you tell them the commentary that we're doing today?
Yeah, so we're doing Die Hard from 1988, starring Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman.
Yes. Super excited.
Yeah, and Carl from Family Matters is in it as well.
Best character.
Yeah.
Again, we came up in the era of you had Family Matters, you had Fresh Prince, you had so many good, diverse shows.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
It just sounds very racist.
It is not. I think that's why our generation is one of the least racist.
It's because he's white, Colin.
Oh, he's white. He's like, it's one of the most diverse.
I was trying to choose my words. We're not racist. None of us are racist. And it's because we watch Family Matters and Fresh Prince.
Yes.
I personally think that plays a role. And we were raised right. Anyways, Die Hard. So, guys, enjoy.
Yeah.
We're going to jump right into it. You already have your headphones on.
Yeah, you guys won't be able to watch this, but
Watch it in your
due to
your own time.
copyright reasons and not wanting to get the channel taken away.
Oh, this sounds good.
yeah.
We'll do it this way.
Start the movie.
This is weird.
This is a little more fun, I think, than last time.
Oh, geez.
When we tried the
There's an episode of us talking about Star Wars Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And yeah, nobody knows about it. It was good,
It's
though.
a lost episode, so if we ever are able to recover that would be great to put out.
It's good, though.
Was
So
that the Lost Live? Was that the live stream one or no?
No.
we pre-recorded it. I edited it, and then something happened to the upload, and I just lost it.
Oh, just corrupted on upload.
Yeah. And I was like, I called him. I'm like, I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone.
Just devastating.
2 hours.
It's like the definition of grippers when the people call the feet grippers.
This is what's great about this movie, though. Because Die Hard starts off in a way that your Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, your Sylvester Stallone movies don't start off. I don't know. The first Rambo movie kind of started off this way, too, but he is a flawed man. He's on an airplane. He's scared. You know, he's not a perfect guy. And then you got a cheesy curling your toes conversation that comes out of it.
It's got a rogue wombat or something.
A wombat.
Name that animal.
He is dressed like every 90s dad right now. He's got the plaid shirt and
Oh, absolutely. But he looks like an everyman's man in this movie.
Oh yeah.
He just
That's
looks
kind of
typical.
the point I think they're going for.
Smoking in airports, that's not a thing anymore.
Oh.
Got to bring that back.
We're the generation of nostalgia, so we want it brought back for no reason other than nostalgia purposes.
Yeah. Just rip a dart nostalgically in the airport.
They never got rid of the smoke trays or ashtrays, so you might as well bring it back.
Yeah, we still allow drinking on planes.
Yeah.
Why not a cigarette too?
Even the pilot.
There's autopilot technology that can take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
So let Skynet pilot it.
You know, this was actually filmed at 20th Century Fox Studios.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, the Nakatomi, because they couldn't like get the money or something, or they didn't want to spend the extra money, so they just filmed it at one of their studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this would be like the studio offices?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Like not just like different stages they built.
Yeah, no, it's like their actual offices and stuff.
offices.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know what I hate? I'll be the political one tonight. That's fine. People who talk about not having strong female characters in their movies, when all the way back in the 80s, you get characters like Holly McClane, who I would consider a very strong female character for a movie.
It's interesting the way that they used to bring in intros into films. Like nowadays, you don't see you hit like the few top main actors at the beginning of a movie.
Uh-huh.
And then that's it.
Is that a minor glitch there? Just,
You like paused real hard to think about what words you wanted to say. You sounded like Harry Styles for a second. It's a movie.
I'm listening to the movie and trying to talk. This is very difficult for me.
If that's the only multitasking you got, you can't complain. I am third wheel commentator operating a camera.
So is it a Christmas movie?
Oh, yeah.
There's no snow, though.
It's in LA. LA never has snow. Does that mean they never have Christmas?
We've had snowless Christmases in Indiana. Still
I
Christmas.
100% agree. I'm just...
There's our favorite wombat again.
I can't get that out of my head. It's stuck.
What, the wombat?
Yeah. It's a wombat.
Did he say
alright.
nice beer?
He
Nice
said
beer.
beer, but it's clearly a wombat.
He definitely looks like he's 12.
Yeah.
It is a very young Bruce Willis.
Why is he sitting in the front of a limo?
Because he's
his
never
first
ridden
time.
on a limo.
He's got the wombat in the back.
The
He
wombat's
comments on
the
it right now.
VIP.
You used to be able to smoke in a limo.
You used
I
to
do not condone smoking at all, but I just think this is
smoke
funny.
everywhere.
This is the 80s.
I need to bring back shotgun seat dart ripping.
I love it. Let's just bring it back. Let's just bring it back.
My favorite place to smoke was in the car. How many darts you think he ripped on that drive over?
Probably half the pack.
It's got to be at least half.
Because he's nervous. He's going to see his wife. So that plays a role.
Yeah.
We don't condone smoking, though.
I'll keep my opinions to myself.
It's a filthy habit. It is interesting, though, like how it would completely change the character if he did something different and if he didn't smoke. So say the character smoked a pipe instead of a cigarette. That completely alters the image that you see of John McClane.
For me, it makes him more pretentious.
Well, he's a New
Or
York
just
City
older.
cop, not a...
You know? There's a lot of different presuppositions that you're putting on the character depending on what the character's doing.
I mean, yeah, he's a New York City cop. He doesn't work for Scotland Yard. Wow, a touchscreen.
That is extra fancy for late 80s.
That's still kind of the same technology that most gas stations have, though, and it's not the greatest. So you're like, click, click.
You have to like ham smash your fingers on there.
Look at him.
He's scoping out the building.
Mm-hmm. Security guards doing nothing.
It's almost like he knew something was going to happen tonight.
Or it's almost like the character's always looking. Always got his head on a swivel. Because he's a New York cop.
I was gonna say he's a cop, so he's gonna be a little bit more observant than the average wombat.
Definitely. He's not your average ground bear.
Ground bears would imply flying bears or tree bears. What's a sky?
Climbing bear.
What's a sky bear?
What is it?
What's
a sky bear?
Bears.
Well,
What's a?
because if we've got water bears, those are those little guys that survive space and nukes and all that. And then you've got wombats are not your average ground bear.
I'm
so
pretty
it's a
sure they're
ground
just
bear.
marsupials, but ground
What's
bear's
the
better.
sky bear?
What's the bulkiest bird you could think of?
I can't think of anything that flies that.
I mean, eagles are pretty carnivorous.
Carnivorous?
Cornelius?
Yeah.
Oh, he just pulled a Christian Bale Batman.
Oh yeah.
Took the drink, put the drink back. It seems early, and everyone is already very intoxicated at this point.
Well,
in the movie. Cut back a little, guys. The party's no fun if you don't remember any of it.
Why'd she say it so softly? Like,
I know that score got a little whimsical
Yeah.
too, because she's happy to see him. They love each other.
do they?
Yes, they do.
They love their jobs too much.
Yeah, but they do love each other.
I want to see John like punch this crackhead in the face.
Yeah.
Like he's just.
Although I say they love each other, I don't think they're together in the next movie.
I don't even know if she's even mentioned in any of the other movies. Is
Yeah.
she?
Probably not.
The perms.
The perms.
The hair is wild.
The perms and the smoking
I'm not
wherever
talking
you
about
want.
the hair on her head. I'm talking about the hair on his chest. It's a bit much.
It's so sad he's done acting.
Oh, I know. Granted, he checked out a long time ago. He knows he messed up. That's a good scene. Can you believe that?
That car. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're going to say what I was going to say.
About the car?
Sure.
Oh, that car. It looks like the exact same car that Gary Busey from the first Lethal Weapon movie, who was the villain in that, drove.
Probably.
It's just like all villains have to have that. Trevette, what are you doing?
He's a little bit too much for me in this movie.
Oh, we're going to crack the code. Dive into the Windows 9, not even Windows 9. What would it be before that? Just like potato code.
It's just
Linux.
He just looks at the brick it was written on. He's like, I've got to rewrite this code. Ting, 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 ting.
Get the chisel, we're writing code. Where's he getting power for that grinder? The grippers are out.
It was battery powered.
What, was there a battery in the bag?
I saw there was like, it was just a cord.
It was Milwaukee.
It looked like a pneumatic hose. Where's the air compressor?
It had to have, but the bag didn't look that heavy. Anyways. You know what this reminds me of? It just crossed my mind watching them walk in and very nonchalant, like, we don't care. You know, I'll knock the vase over. I'll break that vase right there.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Sean Bean and his crew in National Treasure when they go to get the Constitution.
Yeah.
Because they just go in like, no, this is just another day in the office. With the wombat.
Wombat's just chilling. What was that tiny cord hooked to that thing? You see that tiny power cord?
No.
There's no way. That's like 18 gauge wire. That can barely handle 24 volts, let alone enough for a chainsaw.
I love how truly calm he is the minute he hears gunfire.
He just knows exactly what he's got to do.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a definition of stay strapped or get clapped. He's ready at all times.
Yeah, it's great. For real.
So what do we think of the weapons handling? I guess was still before a lot of the good, aim down sight type gunplay.
The accuracy of these weapons at that time was ridiculous, though. It's it's like an Uzi. You're just spraying and hoping that you hit something anyway.
Yeah.
Then you obviously have a scene of unnecessary nudity. Does nothing to the story. You could have not put that in there and it'd been just fine. But Hollywood is big on putting it in there for no other reason than putting it in there. She just made a commanding move in this movie.
Yeah.
She's a very strong female lead character. I'm going to keep saying it because I really support that. I hate how people are like, no, women aren't represented in film. This is an incredible example of representation. Truly is.
That's the guy from The Money Pit with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
He plays the not conductor, the maestro.
Oh. I think conductor would work in that.
Is it?
He's such an intimidating character actor. Between this and like Snape and the Harry Potter movies, he doesn't have to do much.
Yeah.
And this is a polar opposite because in this he's like smiling and showing some forms of charisma.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, there's something I don't like about him. In the other version, he's just going to stare into your soul.
Yeah, just different flavors of venom. That one henchman's got nasty skull up. Pure bald up top, full length mullet on the back. If it ever got near that for me, I would hope you guys would strike me down. Like, come on, man, let it go. It's time.
You see me encroaching him with a rock. You just got to go bald. You're getting ready.
Remember,
1,000 subs, guys.
1,000 subs.
1,000 subs, we see that bald head.
By the end of January, though.
We still got 2 months.
We got 1 month.
By the end of January?
Mm-hmm.
How does that add up?
What is...
When this episode releases,
in school,
it will
they
be
tell
1
you,
month.
Explain.
You said by the end of January.
Yes.
This is why they tell you to write it out in school.
This is a
Show me how you got that
full
answer.
3 months away.
So I need to see
when
how
this
wrong
episode
you are.
airs, it will be 1 month.
The end of January?
December? Okay.
January 1st to
Never
the
mind.
end of January is 1 month.
Yes, you're right. You're right, Colin. Thank you. Sorry.
And even if it was the end of December when this episode drops, again,
Still a month.
it's still almost 2 full months.
Okay. You're right.
Oh no,
It's going to be first week of December.
you're right. You're right.
It's going to be almost 2 months at that point.
What are we doing? Guys, look at this movie.
Bonbons in his vault?
Thought it was a pair of bonds. He cloned
just
Barry.
A vagabond?
He cloned Barry Bonds.
Elton John?
No,
What's a vagabond?
a vagabond.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a gypsy, someone who travels.
That's what
around.
I thought. That's what I thought.
For some reason, I thought criminal homeless person.
No, that's a vagrant.
Vagrant, that's right.
Can you be a vagrant vagabond?
I'm sure you could.
A vagabond?
They're called gypsies, guys.
So all gypsies
how dare
are
you? She's a
criminal
nice
and
lady.
homeless?
Not all gypsies are women. Gypsy is a term for.
I wasn't implying that
okay.
they were. This is a good scene too, and he intentionally took that silencer off.
It's like his acting there. When he says, and then he made that mouth gesture after it, just adds that, like, okay, that was a good take. Okay, that was a great take, you know. Just a little extra sauce on it.
And he could easily, like, at any moment, I could see this character going like full Heath Ledger Joker as well.
If you were looking for a gunman and you run straight to the door, keep your gun on the inside of the room and stick your head in,
They're not smart though.
but he's like the right-hand guy.
Again, though, I really think Hans is legitimately like a Heath Ledger Joker type of character where he's surrounding himself with people who are just going to do what he tells them to do. And if he has to off them at any point just so he can take more money, he will.
Yeah, he's not as worried about their skill and value. It's more just
Yeah.
their body, they'll do what he wants.
They're all dispensable.
You got the wombat again. Better not call the EPA.
Yeah. No kidding.
It's like a big old refrigerant leak. Was that a flashlight in the guy's mouth, or was he smoking over an active leak? I would not recommend smoking in this situation. Do not condone. Don't bring that back.
situation.
The mixing on some of these old 80s films where they highlighted the score and stuff over some of the talking.
Oh, yeah.
Is,
They almost used the score as dialogue in itself.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
and
it's
it's
just
not
right.
really about what they're saying anyway, you know? So it's perfect.
Yeah, the music kind of speaks for the scene.
Yeah. If they were quiet, it would have done just as much.
He comes off as extremely arrogant, though. Just with the slow movements and the deliberate stares and things like that.
And like the way he like pushes his lips together in a very pretentious way.
Yeah, it's like, you're really going to talk to me?
You're all beneath me. I can't even do
And
it.
then-
I don't even want to do an impression because it's...
Yeah, and you mix that voice that he has, too. It adds that extra... I like that they have him talk to himself in that scene there.
Yeah.
Because that's very plausible for someone to just
Oh, yeah.
try to get themselves to jar some sort of memory or thought.
And it's like the antithesis of the other scenes where he's staying very composed. Like when he's focused because he's trying to complete a task. And in that scene, he's willing to, he's willing to talk louder. He's willing to yell at himself. And because he knows he's not in any danger there.
Right.
He's more
I was
unhinged.
going to say, who's got the most screws loose here? that camera angle and that quick turn, him all sweaty, that's just jarringly quick cut. Oh. This reminds me of that Pee Wee Herman movie.
Oh.
They call me Large Marge. Quick cuts over to that nasty face.
It looks like if you get his entire crew together at any point, they're all just going to break out in river dance.
They're all super theatrical.
Yeah. They're all just pretty boys.
He's like, somebody's using my saw.
Who has mine saw?
How dare you?
It's probably hooked up to another like doorbell wire power cord like the other things.
He didn't even kill him.
The fall did.
Yeah.
It was Beauty that killed the Beast.
He really just choked him out with his chest hair on the way down.
You're suffocating me.
He's so stupid.
It's just, I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to be.
To me, he feels like, hey, let's get Eddie Murphy. Oh, he's not available?
Yeah.
Let's get this guy.
Can
He'll
you
act
do an
like him.
impression of... I love it. Because I think it truly is like using the feet as your gateway into like the vulnerability of it all.
It's a very wide stance that guy had. Probably as wide as his pants would allow. And no more flex left in him. All right, give me your power stance. That's it. Can't move the rip.
He's the bassist.
He's a bassist. Gotta have the power stance.
They got their guns on him. It's like, what are they gonna do?
Nothing. Oh.
Little saying on his shirt.
He said, now I have a gun. Is that what it said?
It said, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
She's like, only one man would be that bold. Elevator shaft scenes are so tense. They always are. He's making zero sense at all.
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs, kids. You seen that commercial where the woman beats the eggs with a frying pan or something?
What?
No.
You don't remember those commercials from the 90s?
No.
We're like, this is your brain on drugs. And she's just like beating a 12-pack of eggs with a frying pan. Like,
It's called a carton, not a 12-pack.
but there's 12 in it.
Now, ripping darts before you go try to kill somebody?
Think of how,
Let's bring that back.
I've listened to a lot of... I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts and stuff. We've talked about this. Everyone knows. Cops in LA back in the 80s were stupid. Like, in all of the true crime podcasts I've listened to, they're just, literally, they're just dumb. Anytime there's a murder or anything, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to touch everything. Like, this, I think this probably...
Is accurate.
Is pretty accurate to how they were. Like, they only cared about certain... Like, they were very just like, well, whatever. And I don't know if it's because they were understaffed or anything. It's not a knock on cops. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, like, from a lot of stuff I've listened to, this is pretty accurate. It's
It's not as far-fetched as they make it
yeah.
seem.
What about this one?
Huh, that's Carl, man.
He can do what he wants, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a good
I
time.
think this is why, though, he moved his family to Chicago from LA, because he was just like, I'm done with LA. We're going to Chicago.
He now introduces a really cool element to this movie. This is when the movie like goes from here to here. Yeah. For me, because of the reasonings why this character is in the movie and everything that he's here to do.
Like, what would you think would be the best way to describe him being in it? Like, the presence of honor, morality, and good over evil is kind of like why he's put in the way he is.
Well, it's more like the struggle that he has, like the character, and we'll learn about it more later as it unfolds because he killed somebody and he's doing the job he is now because of that situation that he was in. You know, so it's an honor, it's about duty, it's about all these different things, but the struggle with he's still a human being, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the stuff that these cops have to do isn't easy.
Right.
You know? He's like
so dramatic.
Straight up Tarzan.
Just jump into a pose out of another pose.
Such a poser.
Which goes to the conversation, and I mean, we can get into it here, I guess, while we're watching this. I haven't seen a very good platform that allows you to watch movies like these and edits those things out. We talked about it a little bit. Vudu used to, when it was owned by Walmart, they had a beta tested platform where you could edit these movies. And I've actually seen this one back when Vudu did it. They don't do it anymore. When Fandango bought them out, they quit doing it. And it would just skip that entire scene.
Yeah.
So you just didn't have to deal with it at all. I was talking to Dalton. Dalton's left comments on our videos before, so he watches a lot.
He's like our biggest fan.
And that's great. I talked to him that one day a lot about VidAngel and those things.
Yeah.
He had a lot of high praise about it. I think that's awesome if it works well. I personally haven't seen one that cohesively still tells the story well without. And again, I'm all about scenes like that are easy because you could just skip it.
Yeah.
You cut out like 5 frames.
Yeah, and it'd be fine. I haven't seen one that cohesively cuts out language without being really distracting.
Yeah.
He had high praise for VidAngel.
He talks about it a lot. I need to get it and try it.
I'd love to give it a shot. Another scene. He feels safe here to just make those comments, you know.
It's just a weird little bit of dialogue there.
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling you'd be
He had
calm.
a southern accent too.
He's from South Germany.
South of the Mississippi. Germany.
Ooh.
That's the scene that he permanently damaged his hearing on. Shooting blanks that close to his head
Definitely.
damaged his hearing.
Oh, like legitimately.
Legitimately damaged his
Oh,
hearing.
that makes sense. Huh. Definitely not supposed to cuss over the radio. That's
Oh, really?
across the board.
Really?
Yeah. Back then, now,
Why is that? What's
not supposed to. It's just unnecessary.
You
chatter.
want to keep your amount of conversation to just the immediate need.
You want to say what you want to say as quick and concise as you can.
Stay calm. Just dive out of his chair.
Get that radio.
Absolutely loses
This is a good
his
scene.
mind. Definitely don't condone smoking around C4.
The world, like, Rambo exists in the world of Die Hard.
Well, the movie.
As a movie.
Yeah.
As a movie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it came out before Die Hard.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But that means, like, Sylvester Stallone is a real actor here.
Oh. He's going to detonate your plans.
My ear itched.
How many cigarettes do you think
He doesn't
smokes?
have much. He's almost out of that pack that he took off that.
He's a reasonable man.
He's a very reasonable person. He really, truly is. He's not a monster.
well.
Basic human needs.
What?
Yeah, I think he cares about the hostages as much as he cares about his own Goonies.
Wombat's getting drunk now with the guy.
Jeez. Drinking on the job. You think he's sharing with that wombat?
Oh, gosh.
Wombat's gone at this point. Also, homie is running dangerously low on ciggies. He's only got 3 left. It's not enough to get him through.
Let's not do body count. Let's just do...
He's still got an hour of this movie to go. He's going to have to reload.
He's about to get too busy to smoke again, though.
He's showing he's never too busy.
Everybody's smoking in this movie.
It's the 80s.
It reminds me of the beginning of Mrs. Doubtfire when he's doing the voiceover for the cartoons and the cartoon character smoking in it, and he's like, I really don't think we should be promoting, that's the word I was looking, promoting smoking to kids. And he looks in the studio and all the execs, it's just like a hot box of cigarette smoke. Silliness. People, cut back at least.
Like, do they not think that they're watching the entire building?
No, because they think it's one guy with a gun, and the guy who jumped out the window was just trying to kill himself.
So that guy, he had a Crunchie at one point earlier, and then like 5 seconds later, he's got a different candy bar. So he's plowing down through those.
He's been holding up this building for hours at this point. He's got to get some sugar in him. Why did they go straight for an oxyacetylene torch to get in glass doors? Break the doors. Just slam the end of the gun into it. Break it with the barrel. You're destroying the door with the torch.
And that is definitely one thing that I respect about modern movies than I do the 80s movies. A lot of people, depending on whatever movie you're talking about, go out of their way to bring like experts on set to make it as accurate as they can for whatever. Like, even if it's a bank heist movie, they're going to bring in people who just got out of prison for robbing banks and be like, hey, how did you do this?
That, and you're going to bring in people who designed the locks on those vault doors to be like, is this even possible?
Whereas in these movies, it is just...
That looks right. What's wrong with that?
It's just a couple of guys in an office like, yeah.
Looks plausible.
That's what I would do.
It's cool. What's wrong with that? One brick of C4. Is that doing
absolutely not.
Anywhere close to that?
Absolutely not.
It just looks like a multiple stage nuclear bomb.
That's probably the only thing that would have happened, is it would have exploded at the bottom and shot right back up the shaft.
The back blast.
It wouldn't have gone out like at all. I could see that as being the only thing that actually happened. That being said, I'm no different than the people who made this movie. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I was wondering if you've ever seen or used similar explosives in your time.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. Not inside of an elevator shaft.
Well, not in an elevator shaft, but you would have seen it even just in an open environment, like a field.
Yeah.
Would give you some context.
It wouldn't have even been a fireball.
No fireball. That's the funny thing about these. It's like you get shot with a pistol and you get launched across the room.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Or they drop a little Lego brick of C4 and it destroys a whole.
Every explosion is
floor.
surrounded by like 80 tanks of gasoline as well.
Yeah, so much fire.
Yes. They are kindred spirits. And he's still doing coke.
Snorting coke.
Come on, man.
He snorts under pressure.
The better joke would have been he cracks under pressure.
Well, he just took a little powdered courage is what he did.
Man, Colin, I had a big swing and a miss, and you pinched hit and just knocked it out of the park.
Sometimes you just got to call in the backups. Get a little support out there.
He's like, don't shoot him.
It's like, what are you, an animal? No, calm down.
It's like, allow the court jester into the room.
He's just genuinely perplexed by the stupidity presented. It's like, is he really this dumb?
He's not 100% stupid.
This guy?
Yeah. He could have easily told him that was his wife.
Well,
He's not.
This guy's got a lot of courage in a short amount of time after getting absolutely roasted. Just got eviscerated.
His buffer bar is like going back up.
I've recovered enough. I'll go back in.
I read about them in Time magazine.
So the first thing you do when you show up to a crime scene terrorist thing, gotta fire up a ciggy.
Gotta fire up the ciggy. Everybody. There isn't a person.
In this universe, in this world,
Nope. That doesn't smoke.
if you're questioning whether or not you should have a cigarette, the answer is always yes.
I haven't seen Hans fire up a cigarette yet. I think he's very health conscious.
I bet you he only smokes like super longs and like those grandma ones or the
flare.
French ones with the extension on
Yes,
them.
absolutely. And he does, it's like a leisure thing for him. So he's working right now. He can't.
Yeah.
I bet you he's more of a cigar guy. He kind of looks like Alan Rickman a little bit.
What?
The guy.
Excuse me?
The guy who looks like Hans.
What are you saying?
That guy.
Are
looks
you on methamphetamine? Did you snort something when I wasn't looking?
Did I miss something?
That is him.
That's Alan Rickman.
That's Hans.
Hello, McFly.
Look at that face. How could you not recognize
What are you
it?
saying?
Did you fall asleep and go into
I
autopilot?
think I blacked out
That's
for like
just-
5
Call
minutes.
Call it on account of rain.
Gonna have to refresh your brain after that one. Turn that sucker off, hard reboot. Clear the cache because the system failed.
I don't even.
I was hoping it was a bit because I would run with it, but I could see it wasn't. I was like, this has to get roasted. This is
That's
terrible.
so funny. People who argue it's not a Christmas movie, I don't understand that at all. Legitimately.
Man, he's got that deep in his cheek.
What was that?
I said he's got that deep in his cheek.
Just I've never heard those words before, so. And he does. You aren't
It's a little
incorrect.
sus. Could have said he got fish hooked.
That reporter ruined everything.
It's the dramatic scream with the little toe tap.
It didn't even look like he really kicked him. It just looks like he made his foot go.
Yeah, it's like he pushed his face with his toes. And just,
How does he know he's a bad guy, though?
That's a good question. That is a great question. And the way that every 80s villain died.
no.
Gary Busey from Lethal Weapon didn't die like that.
Okay. Well, they rewrote it so he didn't. RoboCop.
It's a good thud noise.
That was a good. if we're gauging it by that, yeah.
That would be so gross for her right now.
Yes.
He's literally covered in so many fluids.
So- and he jumped off the edge of that building, probably urine.
On his face.
all over because he's been rolling around.
Rolling around.
Okay,
So whatever's
okay.
exited, he's smothered on him. What was that guy doing with that stick? Literally nothing.
What was he doing with that stick?
He was just, not hitting anything, just miming it the whole time.
Well, you know, some people just get bored and they're like,
Extra thought we wouldn't notice. We saw it.
They're looking at each other like they know who each other is.
Now you could just
They
tell by the look
bonded.
on his face.
They've never even seen each other.
These guys bonded.
Okay.
And it's raining bonds.
gosh, still
So he punched that guy in the throat.
hit him.
How did he? Okay.
Just had to have one resurrected zombie moment.
They had to give
Yeah.
him some redemption too.
Yeah.
He picked up the gun again.
But yeah, he was about to eat a mean right hook there before homie popped out of the grave.
Oh, that's what I wanted though.
That's the kind of stuff that's so much more satisfying than
FBI Johnson got his comeuppance. Why isn't this guy?
both Johnson and Johnson.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Both Johnson and Johnson died in that one.
Yeah, but little boy Johnson didn't do anything wrong. He
That
deserves
guy
to be
needs to get
punched in
hit
the
by a
face too.
bus.
Oh,
There we go.
see?
There's no respect for the wombat back there.
None. Bloody wombat.
He's drunk anyways.
Yeah, he's probably passed out from all the drugs and alcohol.
There were no drugs in the back of that limo.
Are we forgetting the fact that
You don't
he
know
has
what was
two
stuffing in his
kids?
pockets.
He has 2 kids, 1 wombat. They gotta share the wombat?
The wombat was clearly for her.
Oh, so he didn't get his kids nothing.
He didn't care about the kids, obviously.
Wow.
He was only there for her for that party.
This is getting me in the mood for Christmas now. This music.
It's right around the corner, man.
All right. Well, that is our first popcorn and coffee commentary.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's just, before we end it, and we should end it, go around and just final thoughts on Die Hard. What do you think of the movie?
Top 5 best Christmas movies of all time. I don't know. It's yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it is a well-made 80s action movie with a good protagonist and a good antagonist in Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman. Just phenomenal. The story is just the typical story, and these days all we get are remakes of Die Hard,
Yeah.
you know, with different actors. I think it's really good. Again, I'm super impressed with, I've been saying it this whole movie, but with a character like Holly McClane, I just don't understand why you can complain about not getting strong female leads when she was a strong character that entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has too much language, but it's an 80s movie. And it definitely has some unnecessary nudity in it that just has no place in film in general, but especially in this movie. And
Pretty
it could,
much like the best and worst of the 80s.
Yeah.
it is.
Everything
and
you
this
would
is
expect.
this is better than some.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
better than some, but I mean a little bit is bad, so they're all the same.
It's got
Can't
less
justify that.
It's got less language in it than like a Lethal Weapon. But
It's got quite a bit of language. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have,
fair amount.
have you watched Lethal Weapon or
I
something?
haven't watched that
no.
one.
Lethal Weapon's got way more language than this. Especially I think Lethal Weapon 2 with Joe Pesci.
oh,
Like
I
every
know.
second word out of his mouth is the F
He's,
word.
yeah.
So
He's real bad for
this is way less than that.
but I think this is a solid action movie for
Yeah.
real. Your other thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was a good, like, when you want to watch just a cheesy action movie,
Yeah,
that would be a good one to turn on. You get a little more meat on the bones than just your
Mm-hmm.
average cheese fest.
and I do think it balances comedy and action really well. It's well placed comedy.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know, some of that's especially with the Johnson and Johnson and the other guy. It's
Some
a
of it's
little bit
very
cringe.
on the nose.
Yeah,
Some of it's cringy. You got plenty of characters to love, to hate.
Mm-hmm.
Good little moments to break up the tension between it.
Yeah.
so yeah,
And it's just on the cusp of believability in a lot of it, which is like the through line of the everyman's man.
it is really grounded. It is really grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Way more grounded than an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and I would say more grounded than a Rambo movie.
Yeah.
That first Rambo movie is really good though, and pretty grounded. I would love to do a commentary on that movie. Not at Christmas time, but
Yeah, that one would be a little bit heavier,
Yeah.
but
So please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about this. If this is something you want to see more of, we'd like some feedback there. So
yeah, love it, hate it, want some more of it.
Yep.
Any other ideas? Let
sure
us know.
thing.
Yep.
Any other final thoughts?
Yeah, nothing else.
Why don't you go ahead and end it?
All right. If you like what you're seeing, head over to YouTube. Please hit the like and subscribe. You're on YouTube. Please hit like and subscribe.
It's always a double kill.
Yeah. Yeah, leave a comment. Share us with your friends. You can follow me on Instagram at JahazielGood, Jesse over at Popcorn and Coffee, and Colin at ColinBG on Instagram. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a Merry Christmas, and catch you later.
Thanks, guys.